companies coming up. So next we're going to hear from Sam. You can tell us about Groupa. Hey, Sam, how's it going?
Amazing. Can you hear me
Awesome.
too?
You sound good, look good. I'm going to
It's a beautiful day.
I'm going to get out of the way, and you've got 2 minutes. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sam. I'm the co-founder of Groupa. Groupa is making it easy for everyone to build the next big thing. 1 in 3 employees in the big tech companies have side hustle. There's a huge opportunity with underutilized capital. Big companies are overstaffed today. About 330,000 engineers in big tech are already doing side hustle on the side, offline. What that means is they make about $33 billion a year. Each of them make about $100,000, $120,000 a year. And they're doing this with no system existing to facilitate this work. The big problem doing this with no system offline is that founders typically use LinkedIn and all these tools to be able to find them and manage their work. But there's a huge problem there. There's so much inefficiency and management risks. First one, founders don't know how to find the right people, the right skills, and it takes so much time to hire them. And the worst case is, how do we ensure that they're delivering, right? Performance problems. And then for experts, we call these people the experts, these engineers in big tech, is so inefficient to access the startups that have good potential in becoming the next big thing, and then finding ways to connect with them and manage the entire contracting process. And then the big risks that come with engagement. How are we sure that I'm giving value to these founders and I'm well compensated? The big solution where Groupa is creating is an efficient marketplace for the future of work that allows them to work on the side in exchange for equity. This is the Airbnb for product development that provides instant matching, makes it easy for them to collaborate and work with the next generation companies, early stage companies, and streamline the entire engagement process. We are pioneering the new form of angel investing. And what that means is we are going to unlock innovation at scale. How it works is the engineers in big tech sign up, they choose their interests and how they want to get compensated, equity, mix of equity and cash or equity only. And they can bring their friends if they want, and then they get vetted on our platform. Startups too sign up, they put who's funding them, how much they've raised, and we vet them, and then they can connect with these engineers and they can manage the entire workflow on our platform. And then more importantly, Groupa allows them to get performance insight into how the work is going and manage the entire payment and entire contracting system process. We have competitors. Most competitors are built for marketplaces. They have their freelance marketplaces and job boards out there, but Groupa is the first sweat equity marketplace that allows these people who are today not freelancers. They're angel investors, but now we're allowing them to angel invest with their skill instead of time and money. Our business model is we get 20% equity cuts, and then we have traction today about 15K a month. We have success stories here and a strong team of marketplace people. Happy to answer questions, guys.
Do you encourage people to be honest with their primary employer that they're doing this?
Yeah, depending on the state. So the state of California makes it very interesting that employees in these big tech companies can do it permissionless, but states like Seattle just even passed a law that allows them to do it. But few other states are beginning to open up, but California, New York, Boston, Chicago, they are very good states for us that we can execute. And the good thing is most of the engineers in big tech are mostly in California, in Silicon Valley. And so, yeah, it's a huge market alone here.
Got it. Okay, so they don't have to let their employers know, but
yeah,
it's by law they're allowed to do it. Okay.
But for the states that they are permissioned, we call the permissionless states are the California states and other states. But the permissioned states, we have seen engineers that have asked employers like Microsoft to get permission to do it, Stripe and Coinbase. And in fact, these companies work with direct competitors, and we're very shocked that it happened.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you find that those big employers are giving the permission when they're asked?
Yeah.
Or are some of them saying, no, we want you full-time focused on one?
This is a startup called AfriX, which is doing a remittance company and product. And they got an engineer from Stripe. And then is crypto is very close, and it's a company that's called Gradient that worked with an engineer. It's a crypto company that worked with an engineer from Coinbase. That was the day we thought this was not going to work, but it worked, and they got permission from their managers. So the reality is the future of work is allowing these people who are, they're looking for meaning and purpose. They're looking to invest their time. And as long as, number one, they're using their resources, they're doing this on their own time, it's happening. It's already happening offline, 330K people doing it.
Cool, yeah, I've heard that. There's a big front page article in the Wall Street Journal about this.
Yeah, Sam, if you get really big and get a ton of scale, there'll be a lot of scrutiny on this business. As you scale, what are some of the things you'd want to put in place so that you can continue existing and growing and not fall on the wrong side of these employers or people or legally, right?
So very good question. The good thing is my co-founder used to be a VC and a lawyer. I'm sure she's answering questions somewhere. I'm the very aggressive guy about the vision. She compliments me strongly with figuring out all the legalities working. And what we've done is we're understanding that what exists, because this market is new, there's no compliance infrastructure out there that allow this to happen in a very safe way. We think that Groper is going to be that system. That we are asking these guys when they're onboarding that what industries are you allowed to work that you don't think is going to be an issue, right? So if I'm working in Google Cloud, it would be safe for me not to connect you with a DigitalOcean, for example, if DigitalOcean was an early stage company. And so we are going to have to, Groper is going to be that infrastructure for trust and compliance that can connect these people efficiently and make it happen at scale. And so before now, getting into strangers' car was a problem. Getting people personal homes was a problem. Airbnb and Uber created this infrastructure, and we think we can do
that. Sam, what is, if you take the examples that you just gave of like Uber or Airbnb, there were some kind of external change events that made it possible, right? With ride sharing, it was the iPhone 4S embedded GPS chips in smartphones. And with Airbnb, I guess I would assert it was Facebook Connect made it less scary to stay in a stranger's apartment or house or whatnot, or to invite one in. What's happened in recent times that would be the why now for this? Has there been any major technology change event, or is it just more propensity of people to do side projects?
It's a cultural change, one. People are trying to become entrepreneurs. What people are saying is not, I want a side hustle. They make $500,000 a year. They're saying, I want to be an entrepreneur, but I want to do it in a less risky way. I can't quit my job. People we know have 3 kids and they have mortgage and all this stuff. They can't just start thinking. But we want to make entrepreneurship accessible and scalable, right? And so we think that by creating opportunity where you can meet a YC company who are just trying to get off the ground and you have enough time, you can join. So people want to be entrepreneurial, and people are entrepreneurial. It's a natural need. Number 2, something is changing. And you see Stonks allowing people to invest capital all over the world. People want to get more involved. Democratization of innovation. People want to get more involved. And so that's another big thing. And also, you see there was this overemployed happening, great reshuffle, great resignation, everything happening. People are looking for meaning and purpose to be able to work with the next big thing, not work and build the next big thing. So this is a cultural change that's happening. That's always happened in like emerging markets. I grew up in Nigeria. People were doing side projects. It was normal. When I came to the US, it was new. And so now it's becoming a trend.
Hey, Sam, I mean, one thing I really like about this is if you think about all the big world-changing startups, they change the way people either work or play or entertain or connect or communicate. And your vision has that. It's like fulfilling this vision of people being able to, basically take their personal equity and capture it in a much more efficient way than just going to one employer and working there. And so I think I worry a little about some of the stuff that Vanessa was asking you about, that she asked those questions really articulately about how much scrutiny are you going to get and are you ready? But I think if you can withstand that, like this has that really big world-changing potential. So I hope those things don't slow you down too much.
Yeah, I think today nobody has been able to tokenize people's skill, time, and experience. People have been able to pay cash for something, but before now, nobody has been able to say, I'm going to angel invest with my skill. I have 20 hours a week or something that's never existed. I think this is the way we're going to do it and democratize our opportunity.
This is awesome. None of the Stonks devs are doing this, are they? Are they? All right.
Not if they live in California. You wouldn't know.
Okay.
Hey Sam, another question for you. I remember, like, we probably all remember when. Do you remember when the Obamacare website came out and it didn't work, and so President Obama called up some of his friends at Google and other places like it, and they just kind of descended into DC and helped him get it working. Like, what I wonder is, would companies like this, or the employees of companies like this, perhaps like to do a side hustle where they're not owning shares in a startup, but they're solving a problem? Like, let's say that similar to what Code for America does, where you want to have more people collect food stamps in LA and the site is screwed up, or this comes close to home, but if you want to get a passport these days and you want to check on the status of the website, it doesn't work at all. And there's just it seems like the government has a lot of money to invest in things that if you could demonstrate that you could make it work, it might be kind of interesting, and it might help activate the desire of some people in these big tech companies to be civic minded in their behaviors.
So the interesting thing is, I was at Stanford having a conversation with one of the lady who worked at UN, and she was saying she's going to see big tech using Grouper for CSR, right? So and also they have venture units. They have Google Ventures. They have different venture units. They could say, you know what, I'm going to invest in a startup, but you also use Grouper to get some of this talent and manage the entire stuff. We want to be sure that they're also having enough time to do their work in the office. But Grouper can manage that entire process. And so we think as we become big, that's to answer Vanessa's question, we can find ways where Grouper will exist as friends, just like Airbnb did. They became friends with the hotel folks, even though they were disrupting them, but they sort of put them on the platform and make them more efficient. We think there's room for efficiency here.
Awesome. I got to cut it off there, but they loved you. They loved you on Stonks. You got intros, you got investments. Yeah.
That made me think about things in a new way.
Same here. I'm very nervous.
We're going to change the world, guys.
Excited.
Let's change the world. Thank you.
Just to jog your memory, just curious, what was your favorite pitch from today?
We had Oasis, Groupa, Instreamatic, Gulak, and Boostly.
I'd have to say good luck. I'm very excited about that. I've been part of the Robinhood journey for years and years and years. And so I saw some really cool parallels, and I also saw some lessons learned that they're navigating around really well. And so I was very excited about that one.
I'm a go for broke kind of person. So I think, as uncomfortable as it was, Groupa for me, because if it works, then the nature of work fundamentally will change. Sam, I liked his sort of dogged perseverance. I don't know if it's legal. I don't know if employers will pass new legislation to, make it a little harder for him, probably. But hey, I loved his change the world kind of mentality.
Yeah, as long as he never gets caught.
That's probably not the value proposition I would invest in, but
will never be caught. That's like the last slide of the deck.
Yeah, hard to when you're
Yeah, I'd rather you'll never have to watch me on C-SPAN.
Mike, what do you think?
I guess for me, it's probably group because I guess I tend to, in the seed realm, you're trying to find the opportunity where if it does work, it's huge, given the fact that most seed investments don't work. And so I think that I'm not sure that they'll end up where they are right now in terms of their go-to-market strategy and stuff. But I think that freeing up extra capacity of developers and big tech companies, I just think is interesting in a lot of ways, and it has a lot of optionality in terms of how that could get interesting. So I thought that was interesting.
It's a little uncomfortable, right? As a founder, I think that many founders will look at this and be like, "Oh no, all of our devs are gonna have second jobs."
Yeah, and it's like I've learned to, a lot of times when it's uncomfortable, it is for a reason. But I've also learned that if it makes you uncomfortable, sometimes that's as much of a feature as a bug.
Yeah, the idea of getting in other people's cars was uncomfortable when Uber started UberX.
Right.
Yeah, I remember being pitched by a guy named Brian Chesky in 2008.
Yeah.
And he said, and I was like, why is somebody going to want to stay at somebody's house and eat their Pop-Tarts? Somebody's going to get murdered in one of these. And that turned out to not be the right instinct on my part.
I mean, just no one cared.
Right. A big factor of my enthusiasm was Sam. I mean, he was like unflappable on this vision of this is the way work should be. And so I because people are gonna be skeptical, like we were. We were like, "What is this allowed?" And he seemed to have that kind of even keeled demeanor that's needed for something that big.
Cool. Well, there you have it.